Hi, my name is Eyal. I'm the Director of Code for South Africa. We're a non-profit civic tech organization. Our mission is to use data and technology to promote informed decision making in order to drive social change. And then what that really means is we want to help people make more informed decisions using data about things that they really care about. So sometimes as a journalist you have a question and you want to answer it. Sometimes as a technologist you find data and you just want to make it available and you don't know how it's going to be used. One of the things that we did which surprised us is that we took a file which contained medicine prices, which was found in a dusty corner of some government website, and made it available online in an easy to use format. And after putting it up and forgetting about it for months, we received an email from a doctor saying that he works in a mixed income neighborhood and he uses the tool every day to prescribe cheaper medicines for his patients. And that's amazing. The fact that you can literally take it from a technical point of view, literally just an Excel spreadsheet, and make it available to people who previously didn't have it. And now patients are getting cheaper medicines, and in many cases this is the difference between buying a medicine and not buying a medicine, not saving money on an expensive medicine, which really for me is hugely powerful, and it's the sort of thing that really encourages you to continue the work and shows the potential of using data for good. So we're in a very interesting place in South Africa at the moment. Over the last few years there's become a bit of an awareness of the fact that data journalism exists and various tools, and many journalists are starting to play with some of them, but really it's generally considered something that is done somewhere else, in more well-resourced newsrooms, and where people are data scientists or analysts or programmers, and it's not something that they could possibly do. And the work that we're doing is really trying to humanize it, how to bring it down and make it accessible to pretty much everyone, and get people to realize that a spreadsheet isn't a bunch of numbers. It's a bunch of stories which are just hidden behind the numbers, and getting people excited about it. We both teach the skills to do that sort of thing, but then also wrap data up in various tools, whether it's being able to analyze the demographics of a particular country or find alternatives to specific medicines or laws, etc., in a way that's a lot easier to use. And so the focus here isn't to train analysts and to turn journalists into programmers, but rather make journalists a lot more effective in the way that they do their work. So we're running a data journalism academy, which we see as an innovation over the traditional 2 or 3 day data journalism boot camps. In data journalism boot camps, what you'd usually teach journalists is how do you get data, how do you scrape it, how do you clean it, how do you analyze it, how do you use spreadsheets, use visualizations, graphs, etc. The problem is that no one learns in 3 days. A lot of content is thrown at you, and at the time you think that you've learned, but when you go back into your newsroom you realize that you've retained very little of it. And so what we decided to do is run a 3-month training program where the first 2 weeks we would teach various skills such as the scraping or the cleaning, analysis, etc., with the understanding that that's really just the start of the process. After the 2 weeks we have another 2.5 months where journalists go into our training newsroom and they work and produce work and articles under newsroom conditions. The work that they produce goes back to their host or their home newsrooms. So this isn't a case where they are working on toy projects, but they continue to work in their profession, but in a safe environment where they have a news editor, data wranglers, a newsroom developer, and all the skills that are needed to ease them into the process of becoming skilled data journalists. Data journalism is a really exciting field. We have all these new tools and data, visualizations, programming, and it's very easy to become quite infatuated with it and fall head over heels with all of these new ways of working. What I would say, and it seems obvious, but many miss this, is that the job of a journalist is to tell stories and to inform. And technology is great and should be used carefully only where it's effective and where it actually makes sense. And data journalism, what it is it's really data with a small d and journalism with a big J, as opposed to data with a big D and journalism with a small j. And I think that's something that's really important and many people forget.